Dzień dobry, witam serdecznie w kolejnym odcinku naszego studia z Cannes i dzisiaj mamy naprawdę nietypowego gościa, Reinera Fleischmanna.
Dzień dobry.
Dzień dobry.
Siemanko.
Dzień dobry.
Reiner jest fotografem, który od wielu lat przyjeżdża na Cannes, aby robić zdjęcia gwiazd i nie tylko, i o tym właśnie dzisiaj z nim porozmawiamy. So, Reiner, how did it happen that you started taking photos as a profession?
This was a dream many years ago because I worked for a big company. My company is especially in Denmark. It's called Dana Press, we can tell it. Dana Press is a big company for societies, for in England, in Sweden, all this highest, you know. And they asked me because I do in Germany a lot of society people. And I say to them once, you know, if I do it for you, I can do it, but I want to go once to Cannes, because in Cannes to have accreditation is very difficult. And then we tried, and now I be here the 8th time already. And every year I have the same spot. Every year I meet all wonderful people here, you know, like Pavel, you know.
Yeah, of course.
And that's the reason I be here.
Okay, so this was like a dream of yours that you made to come true. And how did you manage that really? Is there a possibility for anyone to like start just taking photos and end up here?
You know, it's always in all the business. You need a name. If I'm a photographer, you know, I'm a little bit older. I did in my back life, I did different things. I started photographing with 44 years old. And I'm very successful in this time. Now I'm photograph 14 years. And I do a lot of commercial work and everything. But Cannes, especially Cannes is international flair for glamour, for everything, you know. And all the people watch, you know. I came over here today and I put my, only a picture with my baggage on Instagram, and about 50 people say, I have a good time, I want to see pictures and everything. You know, it's for your, to people recognize you. And then when you go back in your country, in your area, so I see you on the street and say, oh, there's a guy from Cannes. That's a business. It's everybody. You know, like for you too, when you do interviews, if you go back to Poland or somebody recognize you. It's like the business too. But, you know, in this time, when you do some high quality pictures with some high quality models or actors that come here, you can make money. Because, okay, we have to share, I can tell you, I share, I send my pictures, I have to edit my picture, I send it to the company and I sell it, and we shared 50-50. They get 50%, I get 50%. I have the work, I had to pay for everything, for rent, for flight, you know, you pay 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 before you come here, and afterwards what's happened. But, you know, it's like a dream. It's like you be with the best of the best, and you have to know, on this red carpet, every year they have 30,000 people want to go on the red carpet, but they only take 275 around the world. Okay. And I'm already, for 8 years, one of the 275, and I have always the same spot, you know, in the second row, because you have to know also, in the first row is Getty Images, Action Press, and Alamo, all these big companies, they pay for it. And you see when you watch the pictures from the photographers, they have cable on it. And you know, downstairs in the cinema center sit about 10 or 15 editors, and they put directly the pictures. And when you photograph, you see the picture over there in real lifetime. Okay. That's a pity. Then we, in the second row, we have to do high-class pictures, you know. Maybe some actress is coming. The Getty Image people, they only make maybe headshots, the glamour shots, how they look. But I have to shoot completely, because the people want to see what kind of shoes she wears, what kind of dress she wears, necklace, everything. And that is very difficult. Sometimes you be in the second row, because the movement between the shot, you know, normally, you know, when you have a shot, you think this is wonderful, but how they move between, how I photograph, that's more important. Then you have some special face, you get some moving about hands and everything.
The whole posture.
You know, that's how you have to work, and this is experience. And it's sometimes difficult, but for me it's this time really easy to photograph like this, you know.
Okay,
Yeah.
so how looks like your day in Cannes? You wake up morning and then what?
Yeah, tomorrow I show you, we get every day is a schedule.
Mm-hmm.
And tomorrow is this wonderful day with Robert De Niro, with I think the most famous, best actor in the world. And he gets the Palme d'Or. And we have a photo call, but this photo call is also not so easy. The first 3 years I couldn't go to the photo call. Okay. Photo call is in the afternoon. All the actors, all the jury come, and you can took close-up pictures. They stay in front of you, but we have some people, and now this is also. But tomorrow we have a schedule. 1 o'clock, Robert De Niro is coming, the full jury is coming, and we have more tomorrow the ceremony. It starts 5 o'clock, 5:30 in the evening, with a new. I don't know what film. Maybe you know the film. It's a Partie Bonjour. But I think it would be wonderful when Robert De Niro walks alone over the red carpet, like Alain Delon a couple of years ago. Alain Delon I took a picture of Alain Delon, he walked alone on the red carpet, it was beautiful. I think it works like this. And those are special moments, and those are also for photographers some special, because when I have an atelier in my country, where I stay, and I put all full with pictures. I have to send you once a picture, and you know, all this special picture, I make some black and white, and make little frames, and I put it all on the wall. Mm-hmm. And you know, it's like a motivation. And I sit down and I look around and say, this I did. It's like a motivation, and that's always to come here or somewhere. Yeah.
Okay. And what about movies? You said that you're the 8 times now here in Cannes. Did you ever watch any movies here?
The only one what I watch is on the beach. But because everybody can watch it. I don't know. I never watch a movie here. It's a pity. This year I try, because I have some photographer from Vienna. He's also an actor. Normally, he goes to after the carpet every time he goes to the movie. I don't know how he do it. He goes inside. He say he knows somebody. He go inside every time he go to a movie and watch all the movies afterwards. Okay. But sometimes you get tired, because when you do 2 or 3 hours photograph, you have to edit afterwards the work, you know, post-production, and we have to send the picture right away, or the day in the morning. Because if 2 days or 3 days, it's an old picture, you know.
To the headline.
And that is the reason I normally don't go for a movie. But this time I will try it. Maybe I go with you guys.
Yeah, sure.
And you mentioned that this is your 8th time at Cannes Festival, and that you are also working in this bigger company. So what do you do when you are not doing Cannes? Like, are there other film festivals that you are attending, or is it like you don't really have a specialization in what you are photographing, just going wherever it is profitable to go?
When I start photographing, I do everything. I do everything. I make some sauce, Weber grill sauces. I make parties. I make weddings. Everything, because you have to do anything. Because the problem is you have to make money, you know. My thing was always, okay, before I did different business, I had money. But, you know, my thing is, if I get money, I bought one lens. If I get money, I bought one camera. You know, then I have a little more feeling about it, you know. But now I have so many cameras and so many stuff. You know, my special thing is I do a lot of companies, I do banks, I do a lot of commercial shootings over 3 or 4 days. You know what I do now? I do now a very famous soccer player. I show you, maybe you know Juventus Turin? It's a team in Italy. So I have a young player, he called Kenan Yildiz. He's from Germany, but he plays for Turkey. And I did his set card, and also I do now his social media. Okay. And he's a player. He's now on the market for 80 millions around. He get 20 years old. He's a very famous one, and that's what I like, you know, to make pictures, to put him on the market, and he make a lot of commercial stuff. You know, that's a different kind of what you combine with photograph. Mm-hmm. With photograph, you can do so many things.
Yeah, but when you started, you have a mindset like, yeah, this is my work. I want to make money for that, but or you think just there is a nice hobby who can give me a possibility to make money on that. What's your mindset?
Yeah, you know, I come to a point. I tell you something. I start photographing and I charge 350 euro. I say, oh my God, I'm the greatest of all time. And you know, and I learn all my photograph on YouTube. I watch some, you know, I watch some pictures. I say, oh, these pictures are beautiful. I want to do the picture, post-production. And I met one guy, Patrick Nike. He's one of the best retouchers in the world. And all the pictures, what I know, what I wanted to do like this, he was in touching for those people.
Okay.
And he retouched for me once, but I do retouch normally all my pictures for me. And it was one time I say, if I have one day, in one day I get 25,000 euro for one shooting day, I finish photographing. But I did it already for a couple of times, you know, and I still want more. And that's the reason I came to CAM, because in CAM you can make your brand. Your brand is your name. And if you know the technique, everybody have a good technique and a good eye, but the name is a brand. So
Yeah.
people have to like you, and when you be here, they name you. The newspapers write something about you, or the TV station do something about you, and you get a name.
So it starts as a hobby, but in the end, it's always a business. Yeah, sure.
And speaking about business, how, if it's possible for you to tell us, how much in a ballpark you can earn on...
No specific amount, but only a scale.
Cannes is very difficult because you don't know it before. You can do, you know, they have this, they come, they walk, and they, we do about 5, 6, 7, 8,000 pictures about only Robert De Niro. All the photographers, and they send it out. And you know, it's you think it's the best picture what you did the whole life, but if no company is here and a newspaper is printed, you can keep it for yourself, and then you cannot sell it. It's sometimes really difficult. It's not about me; it's about the companies, the agencies. You know how they bring it on the market.
Okay, so the inside market decide of the price of the photo, yeah?
I will say about 10% of the photographer here make money. Maybe less, 5%. A lot of photographers here is only about this atmosphere, Cannes, and to be a part of this event.
Okay.
Because we have to have some, I know the Getty photographers, you know, they pay for it, they work for them for full time. And the pictures, you know, I have one friend, maybe I bring it the next time, he's an Oscar photographer for 33 years. He makes, long time ago, he make 5,000–6,000 euro a month as a photographer, best photographer. Mm-hmm. But I tell you something, you have to travel to America, you have to go there every time, it's not so easy. But this you need your brand grow up, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not about the money come later.
Yeah, so Cannes is a mixture of passion and trying to work out your self-image, your company.
Your technique, because you learn a lot. You know, you can ask some photographer. You know, when I come here, I photograph everything with flash. Now I put my ISO of 1600. I put 5.6, and I should, you know. 125, and I have wonderful pictures. But you think always flash, flash, flash. I use the flash from the other photographers. And sometimes you have this, you know, like call it a little bit in the face with the flash. You have to try it, you know. You make a lot of picture of one, you know, always 15, 20 shots.
Yeah.
Depends. Yes. I did last year my most nicest shot I did on the beach over there, because some young guys was do jumping.
Okay.
And they jump and they make with my Leica a picture, and it was so beautiful. I did a black and white, and I sold it for 3 times already. Once for 1,500, at 4,500 I sold the picture. Okay. But it was not with Cannes, it was on the beach.
That's unbelievable.
You see, it's some crazy. You shoot everybody and you go on the beach and two young guys, he was jumping and I was like, it was takes the sun, you know, make like this. Beautiful, I should show you a beautiful picture. And the big boat was behind and he was jumping and like, he looks like he jumped in the boat, you know.
Okay.
On the beach, was very nicely, beautiful. I sold it for 3 times, each for 1,500.
Really crazy.
It's crazy.
Okay, so it's. Would you say that being a photographer full time is a job that is in any way reliable? Like, can you really trust your future in being a photographer?
You know, now we have this KI problem. KI is a big problem in the company, for the companies, because the biggest company, they have now some young influencer or something. They think they can do everything with KI. But a nice picture you cannot do with KI. You know, sometimes also the models have problems because they take models in the States already and they make campaign without a model. But some authentic shooting, you know, authentic stuff comes, you know, it's now the KI is everywhere. Everybody make a prompt and make a KI, make a picture also in the video making. But I think it's now it's 1 or 2 years. I cannot see anymore these KI pictures. I hate it, you know. It's unreal.
Yeah, we too.
I cannot see. I want to see real pictures. I want to real people. When you watch Instagram or some TikTok, you don't see sometimes not real people. Also, the young people, they make with a face app or something. They make also faces. You know, you cannot, like I did before. Maybe you should look the picture what I did of him.
Yeah.
And a wonderful one. But you can do in 1 second. You can change everything. You know, you can look beautiful, and but it's not it's a real thing.
Yeah, but there is a problem. This realness is the more worth than ever in the AI era, which started in a few years ago.
Yeah, but at the same time, there are many companies that just want to get the cheapest option possible for their campaigns. But I think that you'll agree that being the cheapest isn't really worth it in the end.
Yes, they will always, you know, companies always want to put the price down. But you know, I have a price. Normally, when you go to a company, you say, okay, you have this, and you make a price. And so you can do it. You can do it with other people. It doesn't matter, but you have to be hard. It's very important in the business. When you have a price, you say, it's my price. It's my price.
Okay, so if you should give the one advice to the beginner photographer, what it was?
Photograph everything what you can photograph.
Okay.
Take your friends, everything. Make some natural. You know, the natural photography. You need a good equipment. You know, you need good cameras. Everything. It's not so easy, what people always think. And you also need money. Some very famous photographer behind, they're rich people. You know, when you be 30 years ago, you had a camera. You have everything. You need $40,000 or something, and then you have to start. It's not possible. Now you can with digital cameras. You can buy one, use it for 2,000 or something with a kit. I start with Mark II, Canon Mark II kit with a 24-105 lens, a beautiful set. I still have it at home. And you know, it was so easy to photograph, but afterwards you need Lightroom. You have to work with the programs. I think also the post-production is very important. But if you grow in the area, watch what other people do, but never think you can do a picture from the other. You have to be unique, you know. If I see a photographer, I say, oh, he's a wonderful photographer, but don't do always the same thing what they do. I got a lot of, you know, I didn't know it a couple of years. Companies or banks come to me, say, why you book me? Yeah, because you have a special style, unique style. I was thinking my pictures are was a horror. I was thinking, looks so normal. But the people say, I can see right away is a picture of what you do. Unique. And that's important. It's not important how flash you put in it or what light. You can also do it afterwards for yourself. But the people have to recognize you. And that's, I think, is important when you start with photographing. Okay. Photograph, and find your style.
Okay, so just try it out and try to define your thing.
Let the people, when not say, you say, this picture is wonderful picture. And maybe you say, you think it's wonderful, but I don't like it. Let the people think about it or tell you. Say, this is a nice picture. I say, yeah, it's a beautiful picture. But you don't like this, but you say it's a wonderful picture. Yeah. And after you think why they say it's a wonderful picture. Because they have a different style, you know, so people think different. And that is also important in photographing, to recognize what the people around say to you.
Okay. And what would you say is your style? What defines Reinerem Fleischmann?
My style is usually 80s style. Because I see some sense like in a movie touch. That's the reason I want to make a movie once. It's like, you know, because I'm now 9 years old. I have a lot of experience. I saw many things. I traveled a lot, and I can see like a film set. I would always picture like a film set. I want to have a triangle, you know. I want to start here, and the middle, and on the right. The triangle shooting, you know. Always have to be a story, because if you photograph here as a Coca-Cola, maybe straight, you have always a Coca-Cola, but you have here maybe something,
the background.
Some you have a story. First, try always to make a story about it. I also do it here on the red carpet. I do always do a story. I try if some actress come and somebody stay behind and look to her, you know, because a lot of people look, oh, is this one, and you have a story. And those pictures are interesting. Those people also, those pictures, the people look at them for a couple of minutes, for a couple of seconds, you know, 3-4 seconds is a good time. But normally when people look like this, if you make a picture, so people watch it and say, recognize it, say, oh, it's a nice style, it's like a film set. I shoot always with like a story. It's a story shooting, also when I do campaigns or something.
Okay.
Okay then. And being in Cannes for 8 years, would you say that you, especially with COVID being in the middle of that time, how would you say the type of work you do here, how you function at Cannes festival changed through that time?
Yeah, normally, you know, every photographer is for himself. I have some friends, some festival friends. Afterwards, you don't see it anymore. You know, sometimes you write them or something. But yeah, you have to try. You know, I don't know. It's very stressful. This time I do the full festival from the first to the last day. In so many red carpets, always changing with smoking and with the tie, and you have to control. So check you every time, 3 times, 4 times a day. You get boring after 5, 6, 7 days. It's really hard. And also the photographer get aggressive. You know, maybe they don't have so much money, they cannot spend, they cannot sell something. They get it's difficult.
Yeah, but would you say that being a photographer here has become more or less challenging over the years?
No, it's always a challenge. It's the first, when you go on the carpet, when you shoot, it's always challenging. You start, you know, very easy, chill a little bit, but when the people walk by, the glamour when come, you have to always to try to do a great work. For me, you have to do it. Everybody try it like this.
Okay, and maybe coming a little bit to a close, what would you say really makes the Cannes Festival so special? Why do you and so many, like you said, 40,000 other photographers want to get here, to be here? Because we already established it's not really about the money.
You know, it's a glamour. It's glamour. It's all the famous people come here. Not always, you know, I tell you something, I go in the night sometimes to the big hotels. I met many producers. They have to come with me once. I met one guy, is Stuart Altman. He make horror movies. Housekeeper 1, Housekeeper 2. I met him 2 next week. He come. And you know, and then you see behind what's happened behind this festival. But the actress is in front, and this is very special. If you watch a movie and you walk by and you see an actor standing in front of you, and you can also photograph him. You know, it's a wonderful thing. But also what's here in this camp, what's happened behind when you go on the crusade, when you go to the hotels, when you met very interesting people that can tell you how they produce a film or something. It's very nicely. That is a special income.
So you feel like a part of something bigger than the other time in the year?
Of course.
Okay.
It's one of the biggest in the year. I have also a festival in a city where we have a castle festival from Tunen, Texas. I do all this I do already for 10 years. I've been the only one photographer. I do all the big Anani Krepko. We have this year Anastasia and Christiberg and all these people, and I all photograph them because I'm the only one. Yeah.
Okay.
But this is special here because this is a higher level. This level is on the top because every day come the best of the best for the models, for the actors, for the producer, also the soccer or the sporting guys. Everybody is here. You know, sometimes you get crazy because you have always to recognize, oh, he's here, he's here. And also people maybe from Poland. A lot of actors come here, but they don't know him. Okay. Only one.
Which one?
How it was his name? I watched this movie. You make wonderful movies in Poland. I love it.
Yeah.
This, I became a gangster. How was the actor? I became a gangster. How I became a gangster was the movie. It's a Polish movie.
Włosok, tak?
A wonderful movie. I love it. Beautiful.
Okay.
Because it's old style, it's so tough.
Yeah, it's
really good.
Like,
you know,
really...
it's a real story. He sold cars. He steal cars from Germany and he sold it back in Poland. He steal every time, and after he stay in Germany and he steal the cars. It was a very funny story.
Yeah, it's a funny story.
Okay, and do you, because we know that like the biggest time for you every day is the red carpets, but are there like more opportunities to take pictures that give you more pleasure, or you think that are more valuable for yourself than the red carpet? Are there like places you go to try to get those special pictures?
Yeah, sometimes I have private booking tools. This time I have about 3 or 4 private bookings. Okay. That's also where I make money. You know, I have also some last year some Miss Columbia. I was in a private party in the Miramar Hotel in the 6th floor or something, and somebody come to me and says, "This is Miss Columbia." And Miss Columbia, she speak any language. She spoke French, she spoke German, she spoke Spanish, everything. She was so beautiful. And then she asked me if you be on the red carpet. I say yes, and I photograph her, and they pay for the pictures. This is a business what you do, or somebody photographs them, what you do. Or I did some actress last year on the beach. You know, I make some influencers. A lot of influencer here. You can do some little money you can make with those people if you have time and you have fun. You know. But sometimes it's difficult. You know, I was right. Some people from Brazil. I took a couple of years ago. I make some pictures from them. Was in all newspapers, and they pay less money or something. But this time they came again and they called me. You be in Cannes. We want to do some pictures, and then this time I charge a little bit more.
Okay, so in the end, what's your photographer dream? I mean, if you will be possibility to make a photo of some people, who is that?
My dream is I go once, not with the camera, I go alone on the red carpet. Okay. And present a movie or something, you know, and all my photograph colleagues, I stand like this, they have to photograph me. That's my dream. Okay. That's nice. Yeah.
Are you working towards making a reality?
Yeah, of course. I have a script. It needs a couple of time. You know, it's about always some money. If you make a good movie, you need about minimum 20, 30 million, you know, if you're a good one, with some effects or something. And also when I do it in Poland, it costs also maybe 10 or 50 million, a good one.
Yeah, something like that.
Poland is not a country like in Africa or something, you know. So they make wonderful movies, they have nice houses, they have nice people. Maybe sometimes with a haircut we have to change a little bit, but it's okay. Nice, it's very nicely.
Okay.
Okay, then I think that really does it. Thank you so much for this conversation.
Sorry about English, because my first day here in Cannes, I cannot find the words because I cannot speak Polish, but I hope you understand me a little bit what I'm talking about. Maybe we do next week one more, and you see the English is much better. Yeah.
Okay, so thank you so much for the talk, and thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.